Nini Chat gang, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nini back again with another video. As you can see from the title guys, I'm going to be touching on a very important subject. If you watched my previous video, 30 facts about myself, if you haven't, I will leave the link in the description box below. Please go and check out that video so you can get to know me just that little bit better. But yeah, in that video I did mention one of the facts being that I was bullied in school. So that's something that I would like to talk about. Just not only that, just everything really to do with bullying and how much it is out there. It's, I think, something that is spoken about but sort of brushed under the carpet sort of thing. So yeah, I thought I'd kind of talk about what happened with me when I was in school and my personal experience on it, and also just how it's made me feel as I've gone on with life, gotten older. And yeah, let's just get on with it guys. From what I remember, my bullying started when I was in primary school. Like, I remember bits and bobs from when I was in primary school, but I don't really remember so much of it from primary school. I'm the sort of person, I kind of blocked out a lot of my past. I genuinely don't really remember much from primary school and all the bullying that went on there. I remember like a few bits and bobs, but yeah, I remember more from secondary. So let's just start from there. So obviously when I started secondary school, I'm only 5 foot now guys, and when I started secondary school, obviously I was so diddy. I was tiny, very skinny, you know, quiet. I wasn't like what you guys see in front of the camera right now, and what my friends see, what people at work see, and what everyone else sees is this loud-mouthed, feisty, fiery, whatever chick. Like, I wasn't like this back then when I was in school. I was a lot quieter, shy, and really just, you know, kept myself, or tried to keep myself to myself. But obviously, you know, when you start school, especially if you haven't moved on with like kids from primary into secondary, so it was just myself and one other girl that I had in my class that went to the same, we were from the same primary school and we went to the same secondary school, and so it was just us and we were in the same classes. So we started, and you know, when you go to a new school or anywhere new, you don't really know anyone, so I kind of kept myself to myself. I didn't really know anyone, and a lot of girls either already had their groups from primary, or they kind of just clicked right away when school started. People who had their friends from like primary but were in other classes, they would hang out with those friends of theirs during lunchtime, and I kind of didn't really have anyone. So how it worked in my secondary was if all classes kind of stayed together as well, so you had your own little groups and everyone kind of went off, but also like classes stayed together as well. So we would, for example, during summer, like if you were hanging around in the field, like my class, you would be there, and then another class would be there, and then another class would be somewhere else. So you kind of stuck together, and then you had your odd people that had their friends who kind of just went off with their friends. I don't know if this is making sense, but anyways, so yeah, I kind of used to sit with the class sort of thing when everyone used to sit together, but I never really had, you know, specific friends that I was close with that I could sit with or just kind of chill with or get, you know, whatever. Oh, and by the way, I went to an all-girls school as well. That just says it all as well, now how bitchy females can be. So at first, it started off with kind of just laughing in class. If I had to get up to do anything, if the teachers like picked me to get up and do anything, it started off with them just laughing at me or picking on certain girls, like the popular girls in class. They would like laugh, or you know, like when the teacher would be like, who wants to read this paragraph, and like everyone kind of looks down, no one wants to get up. And I was one of those people that I would never give my teacher any eye contact. That was a no-no for me. And you know, the teacher was like, you're gonna get up and read this paragraph. And yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, why are you doing this to me? And I just remember standing, I'm still like that now, like I get quite panicky in front of like new people or a whole bunch of people. So I just remember standing up and starting to get really hot. I swear I probably looked like a tomato. I was so red, sweating, like I just, oh guys. But anyways, yeah, I'd get up, and because I was so nervous, because where they would laugh at me with other things, where I was so nervous, when I used to read, I'd be like, you know, like I'd take my time reading, but I'd stumble on a lot of my words, and I'd kind of get really nervous, so then I'd jumble stuff up, make even more mistakes, so then the girls in class would laugh even more, and they'd like talk while I'm busy reading rather than having the respect to actually just listen. So that knocked my confidence so much more, and I got even more nervous and even more shy, even more withdrawn. But that's how it all really started, and then it moved on to like other things where it was like, you can't kind of sit with us, like, you know what you see on TV and you see all these things and you think like, that stuff surely can't happen in real life. It does happen. They'd be like, you can't sit next to us, or like girls would sit together. I'd always want to sit at the back of the classroom because I didn't want anyone sitting behind me, because it just made me feel so insecure. But they'd all get there first, or if I was there, they'd be like, move, like you've got to go and sit over there, or you've got to go and sit over there. So I was always kind of like told to either move or by myself. But I remember this one time we were sitting in the field. It was a hot day, like it was such a hot day, and we were sitting in the field, and I remember a couple of the girls had come back and they had like bottles of water in their hands, and they were all kind of asking each other. So they weren't asking the girls that were sitting down on the floor on the field, yeah, they were kind of asking each other like, do you want a little bit of water, do you want? And they'd all be like, no, I've just drank some, And then I remember one of them asking me like, would you like some water, it's so hot, drink some water. And I thought, do you know what, these girls never speak to me, these girls are never nice to me, they're asking me if I want to have some water. And me obviously being young and now thinking about it, dumb, I was like, yeah, I'd like some water please. And I drank the water. They all started laughing amongst themselves, and I thought, what's going on, why are they laughing, what's so funny, all I've done is sip a little bit of water. Then I heard one of them be like, you drank toilet water, you drank toilet water, that water that was in that bottle was toilet water. And I just thought, why would you do that to someone? Why would you be so horrible and do that to someone? Like, it just didn't make sense. And then I remember quite a lot of the girls in my class used to hang around with girls that were from like a year older or 2 years older, and they used to kind of chill with these girls and whatever. And I remember one time I think it was called the mobile. Was it called the mobile? But basically our classroom used to be in the main building. Then we were moved into this other like little building. I've seen all schools have it, you know, you have this one little cheap little building that has like 1 or 2 classrooms in there, but it's not even made out of brick, like God knows what it's made out of. But that cheap cold classrooms, like we were moved into one of those little hut sort of things. We were moved into that classroom, yeah, and so it was like a little space to kind of chill. But I remember we were waiting there to go inside the classroom before the classroom opened, and I remember these girls had come. They were like a year or 2 years older than us. They were friends with the girls that were in my class, and I still remember the girl's name. I'm pretty sure her name was Anissa, something like that. Anyways, but she come up to me and she just like shoved me into the locker, and then she just kept pushing me into the locker, like kept pushing me into the locker. And then she like put my head in the locker, and she was like slamming the door, the locker door, like to the side of my head. She was like shutting the locker door to the side of my head. Like, I'm laughing about it now, yeah guys, because the person I am today like would never allow something like that to happen. So I'm not laughing because of whatever, I'm laughing because it's hard to explain why I can say it now the way I'm saying it to what I used to be. Like, I couldn't even talk about this stuff back in the day. Like, yeah, she was doing that and everyone's just standing there allowing it to happen. Like, nobody helped me, no one did nothing, yeah. So I got to a point where I was just kind of like, right, the girls in my class obviously don't like me. Do you know one of them was I didn't even know what I had done? I still till this day sometimes think to myself, what did I ever do to you guys for you guys to do what you did to me? I remember one of the girls in my class, she took me outside one day. She was like, oh, can I have a quick chat with you? And she took me outside, yeah. And she was like, do you know, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you come into school every day with everything that you go through and what these girls put you through and stuff. I think you're so brave, you know. It takes a lot that you keep coming into school every day. And at the time, I don't remember exactly what I said to her, but at the time it was like, yeah, you know, obviously I've got to come into school, but I can't remember, it was so stupid. But now thinking about it, it's like, if you knew what people were doing was wrong and you knew what was going on, and you took me outside to tell me how brave I was and how I kept coming into school and, you know, blah blah blah, and it was wrong what was going on and everything that I was going through, why did you not help me? Like, nobody helped me. Nobody took the time to be like, do you know what, stop, like, stop this, what are you lot doing, why are you picking on her? I never had that. I never had anyone that defended me or really stood up for me. And then it kind of went from girls in my class to then girls in other classes, and then these other girls, obviously the girls that were still in my year as well, in other classes, new girls from my classes. So then they used to pick on me, and I remember there was these two, I remember specifically these two girls, yeah, like, I don't want to sound mean, yeah, but I don't know how to, just say girl A and B, yeah. So there was this girl A and there was this girl B, and they were in the same class, they were close friends. Basically decided they wanted to pick on me, and every time I would walk past them, they would say things, or every time I'd be waiting somewhere, they would just turn up and start picking on me for no reason. And the main one, like, just say girl A, she lived on the same road as one of the girls that was in my class, and one of the girls that I did not like and she didn't like me. So I'm assuming that's why these girls picked on me as well, yeah, because probably of the girl from my class. I remember there was this one girl that I used to get on quite well with, and she was kind of like, she's gonna look after me sort of thing, and, you know, whatever. And I was sitting with her and this other girl in the hall, and this girl A and B come into the hall, and while I was sitting with my two friends, yeah, and she was like, come outside, and I kind of just sat there quietly. She's like, come outside. I was like, why? And she's like, come outside right now, we want to talk to you. And I was like, why do you want me to come outside? No, come outside. I'm not going to tell you here, come outside. I was like, no, I'm not coming outside, like, I'm staying here, I'm not coming outside. Whatever you need to say, you can say to me here. And like, my friend and the other girl that I was sitting with, they kind of just sat there just watching the whole thing at first, and these girls were just kept saying, come outside, let's go outside. And I was just like, no. So then my friend in the end was like, look, just leave her alone. This girl A and B completely ignored my friend. They were like, no, come outside, we want to talk to you, get up now. It was only until they grabbed my arm and tried to get me up, my friend like literally got up, her chair went flinging back, like she got up with such anger, like, you know what, like she got up, like, and she flung that chair back, and she was like, what did I just tell you, like, she ain't coming outside, like, move, like, she's not coming outside, end of story, like, just go, leave her alone. And it was only when my friend did what she did, they got so scared, they just kind of left it there. But then, you know how like rumours go around the school so quickly? I had heard towards the end of the day that this girl A and B were gonna wait for me outside school, basically to well, back in my day, I don't know what they say nowadays, yeah, but back in my day, they were gonna wait outside school to rush me. So I'm obviously shitting myself at this point. I'm just this quiet little girl who hadn't had a fight at that point and didn't really know what to do. So I remember speaking to these girls that used to walk down the same route that I used to walk down, and I was like, basically pleaded with them. I was like, you know, please, can you guys walk with me? Can you please walk with me? You walk in the same direction that I go, can I walk with you guys to go home? And they were like, yeah, alright, fine. So we started walking, and halfway home, I saw girl A and B and a whole group of people. And I was like to these girls that I was walking with, I was like, look, you guys need to hide me, please hide me. And like literally, they kind of huddled while they were walking, and I was like there in the middle, like kind of crouched, hiding behind them to walk past this group of girls so I could get home, just so I wouldn't get beaten up that day. I don't know if they would have put their hands on me, to be fair. I don't know if they were like that or if they were like all mouth. I don't know. But obviously at the time I was so scared. I walked, but it just got to a point where I realised, like, I don't know why people were picking on me at school, so I started kind of like hiding in school. So where like my design and technology class was upstairs, it was like right at the top of the building, and there were these stairs that led up to there, and the stairs that no one basically went. So I remember, like, at lunch times and stuff, it got to a point where I would go to these stairs and I would sit there and have my lunch. Or if I didn't want to go into the canteen to go and buy food, I'd go and sit at the staircase. Sorry. I would go and sit on this staircase, like, on my own. Yeah, I would go and sit on the staircase on my own and not go and get lunch, because I didn't want to go into like the cafeteria to go and get my lunch or whatever. So I'd sit on my own without even having lunch, and then I'd go to my class next, and you know. But like, that's what it got to. You know how, like, you know when you're in school, yeah, like, so you mix with other schools. So I remember the girls in my class, yeah, used to mix with these girls from like another school. These girls used to come to our school sometimes at lunchtime and try to jump over the gates to come into our school, and you know all the madness kids do, yeah. I kept trying to want to be friends with these girls as well. Like, I just wanted to be part of it all. Like, they didn't want to obviously have nothing to do with me or whatever, yeah. But I remember it was my birthday and they all invited me out after school, and yet again I fell for it, and I was like, oh, they want to be friends with me, they invited me out for my birthday, and yeah, blah blah blah. I remember I went and they took me to some, like, behind some building, it was some alleyway. They all gave me birthday punches, remember those birthday punches? But when they were hitting me, yeah guys, when they were punching me so hard on my, like, both my arms. They were all like punching me so hard, yeah. It weren't birthday punches, they were literally like beating me up sort of thing, like just not hitting my face or anything. They were hitting like my arms, like just here and here. They were all like just punching me, and they got to a point where they all threw like eggs on me. Like, they were like, oh, it's all part of your birthday, it's all part of your birthday, and they all like threw eggs on me. And then they threw flour on me, and they threw like flour all over me and stuff. And then after they'd finished doing all of that, they were like to me, oh, you might as well just go home now, go and get cleaned up, plus it's your birthday, I'm sure you want to spend it with your family and blah blah blah. They're like, you might as well just go home now. I obviously went, I was crying my eyes out, like I'm walking on the main road going home, people can see me, I've got egg and flour all over me, and I'm crying, like I'm in tears. Get to my house, and obviously I've like wiped off my tears and everything. I got home and mum was like, what the hell happened? I was like, oh mum, I got birthday beats and they threw eggs on me and flowers on me, and you know, I was like just so happy and so jolly. I don't know if my mum even remembers this, but I was like all happy and all jolly and stuff. But I didn't tell my mum. Like, my mum knew nothing. Like, my mum and dad didn't know nothing. Like, I've got a brother as well, but I've got a younger brother. Like, he's like younger than me, and there's nothing that he could have done as well. So it was kind of like I had nobody. So I never really turned to anyone. So yeah, I didn't tell my mum. Obviously, like, washed up and stuff. And I still remember the bruises, guys. The bruises were so bad. The bruises were bad. Like, you know, you get those, like, the really bad bruises that go black and then purple and then green and then blue and then all different colours. Like, the bruises were bad. Oh, it was just so bad. Like, when I think about it now, I think to myself, how stupid can I have been to think over and over again that these people wanted to be my friends, like that these people were genuinely going to try with me or wanted to try with me. Like, how stupid. Oh, but I remember, yeah, A and B, yeah, that girl A, yeah, the one that used to live on the same road as that girl from my class, they both lived on the same road as me, but my road is really long. With my mum, like when I used to live with my mum, like that road is so long. Like, you've got, just say part A, part B and part C. I lived on part B and they lived on part A. I remember I was standing outside with one of my friends. This was like way after school, like I'm talking, I was in my 20s or something, yeah, at this point, or almost 20s. I remember this girl walking past my house, yeah, when I was with my friends, and I just remember saying, like, look at this girl, like, this is the girl that used to bully me in school. And I remember just saying this out loud, like really loud, like she even turned to look at me. I was like, so come on then, what's up? Like, you used to bully me in school, let's talk now. Do you think she wanted that heat? she did not want that heat, let me tell you. Yeah, she did not want it at that point. I just wish, guys, I'm not saying I'm all big and bad now, but I just wish the person I am today, I wish I was that person when I was in school. I would have been able to defend myself a lot. To be fair, if I was the person I am today, I probably would have got into a lot more fights, but at the same time I would have been able to defend myself and really like stand up for myself. So I wish who I am today I was back then. But then to look at it in a positive light as well, everything that happened to me then and everything that I went through made me the person I am today, and basically molded me. If I bumped into, you know, any of these girls now, it's a whole different ball game, innit? That's all I really remember from my school days, from the bullying. Like I said, I'm the sort of person, I do try to block a lot out, and I've been through so much that I kind of just blocked it all out. So many forms of bullying, guys, that you've got verbal bullying, social bullying, physical bullying, cyber bullying. There's so much out there, and so many people go through this. It's not something really that should be brushed under the carpet. It's something that should be taken more seriously. People commit suicide over it. It changed my life completely. That same quiet person anymore, I'm different. But at the same time, like I said, back then when I used to still think about all of this stuff, I would cry my eyes out. I couldn't even talk about what I went through in school without crying, because it hurt so bad. And like I said, I'd sit there sometimes and think, what did I ever do wrong to these girls? What did I do wrong to begin with, for them to start doing what they did to me? Now when I think about it, I just think, do you know what, they were just nasty, horrible girls. And do you know what, they're probably sitting there right now thinking, do you know what, if anyone bullies my child, I won't have it, blah 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 blah. But it was alright for them to do it when they were in school. And do you know what, I'm not even bad minded, I'm not even going to wish their kids that. But you know, what goes around comes around. And so I think really you should look out for is withdrawal. You know, them not wanting to communicate with you as they did before. Mood swings is another one to look out for, if they're always angry or upset. Or yeah, if they're like having loads of mood swings, then that's something to query, and that's something to, you know, be concerned over. Changes in their eating as much as they used to, then just always saying to you that they're not hungry or they've got things to do. That's, and you come on, like, you know your child, like continually losing things or coming back with items of theirs that are damaged. Avoids going to school, like no longer wants to go to school, starts acting like they're sick, not wanting to participate in anything in school if they used to before, clubs or anything like that, but now they no longer want to do any of that. Also, when you ask them, if they turn around and say nothing's wrong straight away, like if you know your child usually speaks to you about everything, and all of a sudden your child turns around and says to you, I don't want to talk about it, it's nothing, there's nothing wrong, then you know something's wrong, because they will deny it completely and tell you nothing's wrong. But at that point something is wrong. Push and push and push to find out what's wrong. You might have to push to the point where you're going to break that child, and your child is going to completely break down, but at least you know, and at least that child has, you know, your child has told you everything. Don't just let it go. So guys, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed my video. Yeah, it was hard. Like I said, I haven't spoken about this in a long time. I can speak about it quite openly now, but it still obviously hurts. Anyone that's going through bullying or feels like they need someone to speak to, go and speak to your parents, go and speak to your teachers, or go and speak to anyone that you trust, that you don't bottle it in. It's not worth it. Things don't always change. You're always going to have nastiness, even when you're older, like as an adult. As in, you might change as a person as you get older, and you might not take that crap anymore, or you know how to handle it better, or to avoid a situation or whatever. It's not always going to be how it is when you're in school. Hope you enjoyed my video, guys. If you haven't already done so, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Those likes, those comments and those subscriptions really help out my channel, guys, and it really helps my channel grow. So yeah, don't forget to do that, and look out for my next video, guys. Peace.